Hi there, so today we're going to be looking at Ecoline inks. These are a watercolour ink and they're really lovely. Now most people do illustrations with Ecoline, but we're going to make some backgrounds which are easy and a lot of fun. So I'm going to start off on my mat, just putting some colours down. Ooh, splodge it everywhere, there we go. That one, and we'll have a bit of the dark blue. And all we're going to do is add some water. Now you can do it without water, but it doesn't travel around the card as much. So a little bit of water, and we're just going to grab a piece of card. I've got some watercolour paper here, and we're just going to smoosh it round, and we will get inky fingers. And you can see that it's really vibrant, so we're going to just put the colour on. Now I'm just going to quickly dry this. Now we need to dry it because what we're going to do is dip it back into here. So you can leave it like this as one background if you want to. But if you want to go back in again, you do need to take off the excess and just dry it a little. Otherwise it will just get really muddy. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of kitchen towel and just take those big wet patches off to speed this up. And then I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to dip it in again to start to add a little bit more interest to the background. And you can go in and do this process as many times as you like. Now I'm just going to dry that off quickly, and I'm going to show you one more trick we can do to build up the layers on this. Now for the purpose of the video, so I don't really bore you, I am just going to damp those off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some water, and I'm going to drop that onto there. Let it sit just for a moment. And then we're going to pop the kitchen towel on. You can see the colour coming through. And what that's doing is creating a bleach effect. And so there you have it, 3 simple, easy layers. Now I'm going to show you another technique with the Ecoline inks. And for this one, we're going to use the watercolour card again. And we're just going to do exactly what we did last time, which was put some inks on the mat. So again, I'm only choosing probably about 3 or 4 colours because too many and you will get like a sort of muddy effect, and we don't want that. So I've got a lighter blue, a dark blue, and this kind of terracotta. Now instead of spraying the mat this time with the water, we're going to spray the card, because that allows a different finish altogether. So it's nice and drenched. I think it's all over. I think we've got it all, just make sure we've got it. And then I'm just going to put that down and give it a smoosh, that nice technical term. And then we're just literally going to let it run down this time. And you can see that it creates really pretty dragging patterns as it goes down, which you don't get with the other ones at all. And you can go back in, you can even add more ink. Let me just grab the ink. We can grab a little bit more and drip it in at the top so that it can run down. And you can just play with that until you're happy with it. Another easy background. So on this technique, I've got the watercolour paper again, and this time I've gessoed it because I want it to not absorb straight away. It gives it like a sort of almost like a waterproof layer, so we have a little bit of time to work on it. And this time I'm going to grab the inks and drip, whoop, she says, drip them straight on. And I wonder why I have inky fingers, bear with. Let's just take that excess away there. And I'm going to use a wet tissue this time to move the paint around, not paint, the ink. And we can build this up in layers. So I'm going to use some brown. Now I use it one colour at a time so that it doesn't get too muddy. And because it's on the gesso, it allows you longer so you can actually blend the colours together. The other advantage of using on gesso is that, I'm trying to think what I was going to say then. The other advantage of using it on the gesso is the fact, like in your art journals, you can actually take the colours back so that you can have a really sort of colourful page. But if there's somewhere you want to journal, it's really easy to take the colour back. Now you can let it dry and keep adding more layers as you go. You'll see at the edges where the gesso hasn't quite reached the very edges, and it leaves it like a darker, and it's quite nice sometimes to leave like a darker frame on it. And you can blot it and you can blend it. You can sort of use all sorts of methods. And if I just use a clean bit of tissue, you can see there how you can actually take that colour back again, leaving yourself room to journal.